Welcome back to the Formula One save. Welcome back to the season finale of Season 1. You will, at the end of this episode, I believe, that is my intention anyway, for you guys to be able to vote on where I move next season. But what decision you might make might well depend on what happens in this next Grand Prix and what the hierarchy is as we end the season. The World Drivers' Championship is not yet decided heading into this Abu Dhabi season finale either, so there is a lot left to come today, so do stick around. If there is a vote in this video, A, it will be at the end, B, do please do me the favour of watching the full video first before following the link in the description and having your vote, because of course as things progress, things may change, information may change, and decisions may change as well. As it stands, we at Alfa Romeo are the 7th fastest car. We will not be at Alfa Romeo next season. As it stands, though, you can see how close everybody is. Look at the left-hand side of this chart and how far away Red Bull are from AlphaTauri. And then look on the right-hand side and look how close Ferrari are to Williams. Every car with the right upgrades through the summer, or through the winter, should I say, could genuinely challenge for a front-running car next season. So anything can happen. So probably I will offer you every team other than Alfa Romeo for me to go to next season, but time will tell. Now, of course, in Las Vegas, my turbocharger went pop. So unfortunately, I need a new one, which is going to mean grid penalty for this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers' standings. I can finish above George Russell if we're lucky. I can finish above Oscar Piastri if we're very lucky. But I think P10 is probably as much as I will do in this Drivers' Championship this year. Alfa Romeo are definitely going to be finishing 6th in the Constructors' Championship, that's for sure. Now, the drivers' standings. Max only needs 2 points to guarantee the title, I believe. Because of countback, he's won more Grand Prix than either Lando or Charles. So if they end up level on points, Max wins the championship. He needs P9 only, and the title is his. If Verstappen finishes P10 outside of the points or retires, if Charles or Lando win the race, they win the championship. If Max finishes P10 and Charles Leclerc or Lando Norris win the race and get fastest lap, they win the championship. But at the moment, rather evidently, it is Max Verstappen in the ascendancy in the driver's seat, if you'll pardon the pun. However, Max also DNF'd in Las Vegas, so presumably we'll be taking a grid penalty in this next Grand Prix for a failed part. That last Grand Prix was won by Lando Norris. And the Grand Prix before that was won by Charles Leclerc. And if you look at Max's recent performances, 10th, 7th, DNF, he's not in good form. The others are. Look at Fernando Alonso, 1st, 2nd, 3rd in the last 3 Grand Prix. Is he going to have an effect on what happens in the Drivers' Championship at the end of this season? The fastest cars are the Ferrari, the Aston Martin and the Red Bull, but the McLaren is right up there too. There's really not much difference from anyone from Red Bull all the way down to AlphaTauri, basically. Certainly from McLaren down to AlphaTauri. Where we race next year is absolutely up to you guys. But first things first, let's enjoy our final Grand Prix as an Alfa Romeo driver and take it one step at a time. Do drop the video a like. Do subscribe to the channel. Do come and join me on stream as well to see all of the behind the scenes and the full 100% race Grand Prix weekend. Let's head to practice, then qualifying, then the race. Practice program's done. Resource points accrued. We are heavy on tyres here compared to the AI, but that is just kind of a known thing about Abu Dhabi. Loads of resource points for the team. Driver claim is going to stay at level 12, which may or may not impact our options, our opportunities at the end of the season. I'm not sure what criteria other teams further up the grid might be looking for when we get to trying to decide where we go. In terms of upgrading the car yet further, we're going to continue to show faith in Alfa Romeo and give them the extra downforce and extra upgrades that we can, given the resource points we have available to us. I'm not going to scrimp out on Alfa Romeo. They've done very good by me this season, so we will continue to help them out. In fact, I probably should hold off on those fronts. I'm not going to be able to afford to do anything else, really, am I? Do I? Durability, maybe? That's absolutely free. So we might as well do stuff that's free for Alfa Romeo, mightn't we? That's not going to cost much at all either. Big discounts with a lot of the durability stuff, and I can't really afford to do anything else, I don't think. So that is all we can do for you, Alfa Romeo, I'm afraid. But that is quite a bit. You've been a great team for us. Hopefully we can now qualify and race well in our last ever Grand Prix for the team. Yeah. I'm just going to have to start at the back because I made a mistake there. Flipping heck, Ches. You are a moron. Oof. Guess who forgot to change his components before going to qualifying and doesn't have enough time to get them all done before going out? Me. I either didn't go out and just changed everything, or I went and did a lap and then changed everything. What is that jump? 118s compared to 120 for Sergio Perez and down. That is a really odd first session. I have no idea what's happened there. 5.5 seconds off the pace in the Haas. A 118 around there is practically impossible, isn't it? Around Abu Dhabi. I'm not sure what's gone on in first qualifying session there, but we will be starting 20th. So if we are to get points in our final Grand Prix for Alfa Romeo, it's going to be a hell of an effort, and we're going to have a lot of overtaking to do. Bottas through to Q2. We'll see if Bottas can make it to Q3 and where he and others will start. Like we say, we do potentially expect some drivers to be in a grid penalty position themselves. Obviously not as much as mine, but certainly we are expecting some drivers to have grid penalties themselves. Yeah, I'm going to start the race at the back, but at least I'm going to start the race with parts on the car that won't, or shouldn't, die on me halfway through. Annoying, but we'll take that on the chin. So who qualified where? And after that first qualifying session, more importantly, what lap times were they doing? Yeah, pole is a 1:21.2. So why, how, where they got 118s from? I don't know. They must have strapped a rocket ship to the back of the car. Both Ferrari on the front row. Championship contender Lando 6th. Charles Leclerc 2nd. Max Verstappen has clearly taken a big penalty. Hamilton takes a penalty too. Verstappen starts 16th. Bottas starts 18th. He took a penalty too. Loads of penalties. I still start last. But Max Verstappen needs 2 points to guarantee it. But he starts 16th. It's huge. It's not done yet. But Max's race is going to be more difficult. I will not start on the soft, though. I will start on a medium. The plan would be to go medium, medium, hard, I would imagine. Or medium, hard, medium. So I'm going to commit to that one. And then we will wait and see what happens with potential safety cars, etc. That means we know we've got, thanks to no qualifying running, loads of soft tyres available. So if I want to just blast it, soft, 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 I can do. But we'll start with a longer term strategy, the slightly slower on tyre compound but faster to the end strategy, and see what works. I'd love to score points. I think we should score points, but how many, I don't know. And what happens at the front of the grid with that Drivers' World Championship, we'll wait and see. It's all up in the air with Max starting P16th, isn't it? From the back, where will we finish? Verstappen's actually had a poor getaway. There's someone else further up had an even worse getaway, and that really bottled up a little bit. Going to get caught on the inside of 2. It's going to be on the outside of 3. A little bit of contact with Logan Sargent, but we survive it. And we've made a position. But my teammate has made 2 positions, and Max Verstappen has actually lost one. Make that potentially 2 if I'm able to get past him, which I'm not. They're going to use a lot of battery here. I'm going to use a lot of battery here. They're going to be faster than me in a straight line, though, for the whole race. We know that for sure. But I hopefully should have the downforce to be decent in the 3rd sector. I got a warning for contact with Hulkenberg there that I didn't think I had, actually. No damage. Max slow on exit. Can we get around the outside of him here? We might be single-handedly affecting Max Verstappen's attempts at winning a World Championship here. He's P17, and he's, I think, might have damage, Max. He's certainly slow around the turns. Is he okay? Is he going to tip in the pits? Is anyone going to tip in the pits? It's a Ferrari 1-2 right now. The answer to that question is no. No one's dipping in the pits. Everyone's happy to continue. But which Ferrari is in P1? It's Carlos Sainz on soft. So a split strategy for the Ferrari. As it stands, Max Verstappen will win the World Championship, despite not being in the points. But if Charles Leclerc can take the lead off his teammate and everything else remains as is, Charles Leclerc will win the World Championship by a single point. But the split strategy is going to really mean that it's going to be difficult to track what's happening. We're going to have to keep a keen eye on that throughout the Grand Prix, as well as on our own race and strategy. And hopefully there's going to be plenty of entertainment along the way. You never know. Maybe the occasional controversial safety car as well. Don't rule it out around Abu Dhabi. Max is thinking about having a look. Not sure if he's going defensive. There might even be 3 wide in front. The break early here. Someone might end up clouting over the curb. Hulkenberg does. Verstappen does the same. Slows them both up. Almost chop across the front of Yuki Tsunoda there. We've got a decent run out of that. And we're going to go up the inside of Max if we can. But now Hulkenberg's boxed me in. And Max is going around the outside of him. I'm going to get out of this. It's not a good position for me to be in. And it's getting feisty. Max knows he needs to make up places. And he is looking to do so. Can I throw it up the inside of Hulkenberg here? We'll go for it. And we will eventually make it stick. We're up to P17. Verstappen's up to P16. But still, despite not being in the points, is in the front seat for the championship. Unless the Ferraris swap around. DRS now enabled. I think Ocon might have damage at the front of this train. I think Ocon might be carrying some front wing damage. Going to give myself floor damage if I keep doing that too often as well. Ocon's in trouble from a number of us. He's gone very defensive. I don't like this at all. I'm going to brake early again. Going to bounce over the curbings. I'm going to get on the inside of my teammate. We're up to P16. Verstappen 15. We're both working our way towards the points. Well, Max well offline there and got right out the throttle. I nearly ended up running into the back. Oh, Bottas, very nearly ended up running into the back of me there. Oh, Max is so slow around some of these parts. We wanted to take these tyres to lap 19, if we can. But we know that the hards can go longer, so if we feel like an undercut is the right way to go, then we'll do it. A 3-stop might still be the best way to go about it. But we'll see if Max is 2 or 3 stopping. Yeah. So Max is 2 stopping. We will 2 stop too. He does have damage. He does have damage. Max's World Championship, despite a massive lead in it, is under threat. And the 2 Ferraris are side by side here. I'm side by side with Max. We take P15 off the championship leader, and he's tumbling backwards. Even with a giant lead in the World Championship of 24 points, he might still not win it this season. And Ocon got out of shape there. I think he's got damage too. I want to try and get past the Alpine as well. Yeah, he's definitely got damage. He's really slow. Just as Max is in these high downforce areas. But he's going to be quick in a straight line, which is going to be a pain in the backside. And then slow in the flat corners as well. I've got to get past Esteban. I've got to get past Esteban quickly. I'm just going to go defensive. I'm getting around the outside of turn 1. I've had to go wide. He's still on my inside. He's still there. We're through. But now I'm definitely out of DRS range of Ricciardo, and I'm going to be under threat down the next straight. Hopefully Ocon and Verstappen are quite slow through the left-hander, which they're not. And I'm going to have to use a lot of battery here, but they might be more concerned with what's behind them than what's in front of them. And I think that might be the case. So we're going to get lucky. We're going to take P14, not get threatened by Esteban Ocon, yet at least. And try and now close the gap on Ricciardo in front. Stroll is a further 2 seconds down the road. And then the Mercedes of George Russell or Lewis Hamilton, not sure which, is even further. Be Lewis, won't it? He took a penalty, I think. So we're still a long way from the points with a lot of work to do. But faith in the car that we can do it. Tyres 11% worn after 5 laps. So we're going about 2% a lap. We are going to have to take the mediums quite away. I'll probably stop about lap 15 rather than lap 19, I think. And go to the hard tyres and try and extend the hard stint rather than extend the medium stint. They are falling behind me, and Max Verstappen's championship is potentially disappearing right in front of his eyes. P16, and now with damage, and Charles Leclerc leads the race. As things stand, Charles Leclerc's world champion by a single point. Lando's up to P5 though, and still in with a shout. Verstappen is now past Ocon, but they're still close to each other, and they're falling much, much further behind as well. Max is going to need a safety car if Charles Leclerc wins the race to stand a chance of keeping his championship. Who'd have thought, with a 24-point lead and only 26 available, that Verstappen might end up losing the championship in the final race? Just falling behind me. Max Verstappen is boxing. Max Verstappen is in. He is pitting. I don't know whether he's got more damage or whether it's a tactical switch from a 2-stop to a 3-stop. I presume it's damage. Max Verstappen has pit and is now running P19. And if he doesn't get out of the pits very quickly, which he's not going to, Max Verstappen is going to be running P20 and dead last in his potential championship deciding Grand Prix. This is one of the most unpredictable championship finales we've ever had. He has switched for a new front wing and gone from mediums to hards. So potentially the same strategy for Max, but doing it a different way. Or he has switched strategy and will be medium, hard, soft, softing to the end of the race. But at the minute, Charles Leclerc is world champion if the flag fell now. Lando's up to 4th, however, and still has a part to play in this for sure. I think Stroll has managed to get himself within DRS range of that train in front of him, which is giving him an extra boost in time and getting him further away from me. I think the undercut is the only way we can really get back with that lot, and I don't know. I still don't think a 3-stop is the way forward though. 2-stop is still definitely, I think, the way to the end without a safety car. Piastri's in the pits, okay, and Sainz as well. So some of the front-running 3-stoppers on softs are boxing. Carlos Sainz has actually come out of the pits in front of me here. We've taken Piastri, and we're up to P13 at the moment. I'm thinking of boxing in 2 laps time at the end of lap 15. Let's do 23 laps on a set of hards. I don't know whether that's possible. I might end up 3-stopping here anyway. We're up to P9 and into the points currently because of everyone else pitting, but we're on the fly trying to figure out the maths of what is the best pit strategy here at the moment. Because not having DRS on anyone is really hurting our speed to the end. So I might be better off now doing an extra stop and going to a softer set and just trying to make up some of that time. I'm not sure at the moment. We might need to pause for a second and do some maths. If when Russell gets to me, we can hang on for 1 or 2 DRS sections, that can make a big difference. Gasly's in the pits now, going to softs.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Russell's going to get me here.
9.3 seconds.
That's fine, because that's going to be us within DRS range of George Russell for the next pit straight, he says, as he goes very wide here. Burn a lot of gas. Battery, sorry. We will be within DRS range of George here. And I need to be within DRS range of George down here as well. Which we should be. Oh, I don't know as I am. I wasn't quite. I think I'll box 17. I'll box 17 for hards. We'll stick to the tyre strategy that we've got in terms of compounds, but we'll just extend that medium stint by a bit. Sorry, the middle stint by a bit, should I say. Extend the hard tyre compound stint. Got Alonso coming out of the box right next to me here. That could give me DRS on this lap as well, and should do, and will do. That's massive for us too, in terms of extending this stint a bit. Thank you, Fernando. We will box this lap for hards then.
Don't worry about it, mate. It can happen to the
Okay.
best of us.
I haven't got any damage, but they're thinking of changing my strategy.
So go and have a look.
They want me to go medium 17 and then softs at the end. I don't think I can extend that far. I'm going to stick to what I'm on here, but I am boxing this lap. Medium 17 and then softs at the end. I'm quite happy to go hards next and softs at the end if it lasts, but I'm not sure whether it would have been the right call to go medium soft. Quick stop, please, gents. We get a quick stop, 2.3 seconds.
Perfect job on the turn.
We're down
mate.
to
Looks like a nice stop
P14
time.
again currently after that pit stop.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Max is going to be coming through. He's going to be on worn softs. Sorry, worn hards. We're now on fresh hards. And myself and Max Verstappen, between us, as he's now half a second behind me, could slingshot each other towards those slightly further up. Max is going to have DRS on me here. So I'm not going to fight this too hard, because it's just not going to be a battle I'm going to win. But what I can do is ensure that I'm within DRS range of the next bit. Now we need to work together, myself and Max here, to lose as little time as possible. His championship is on the line, and a good race finish for me is on the line. We need to go, 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 not lose any time fighting each other. Just get clean overtakes done. Don't go defensive on me. I'm going to ease off here. I'm going to try and stick with Max through the third sector, and then hopefully we'll get a clean overtake on him in the first DRS zone rather than that second. So my tyres should be up to temperature very soon. And his tyres will be more worn than mine. So even though the Red Bull is inherently a faster car, on an equal playing field, it's not an equal playing field right now because my tyres are fresher.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit.
Holy! That was a code brown. Jesus Christ. That was a snap! My backside just absolutely melted. In the dirty era Max, and it just... Just going to have to take Max here. He's slowing me up in the third sector. Go around the outside of him here, and then have the inside line for the next part.
Good work. Great pass.
He's more than welcome to take me back again down the first DRS straight. But he is costing me time in this part of the track. And we can't afford to lose that time. You can see how much we pulled out on him in just one third sector of the race. The third sector of the track. He will now close on me and overtake again in the DRS bits. This is what I mean though, when we need to slingshot each other. He can take me through the first DRS section. I'll then take him through the second, and together we should eat out of the time of those in front of us. But I can't afford to be behind him through the third sector. I just can't. Is it still Charles Leclerc that leads? It is still Charles Leclerc that leads. Medium, medium, as Sainz has gone soft, soft. At the moment, it's still Charles Leclerc's World Championship to lose. Here comes Max. That's fine. Then we can do the slingshotting. He'll take me, I'll take him, and together we gain time on those in front. That's the plan anyway. Let's see if that plan works. Max is too far behind. Sorry, Max, I'm just going to have to leave you, mate. You're in P15 on your own, pal. Bye. Now, my options here are either take these hard tyres to lap 38-ish and then try and take a medium set 20 laps, or we go to lap 32-ish and go soft. These tyres are 9% and 8% worn after 6 laps. So they're going about 1.5% a lap. I'd also be curious to know what sort of strategy Max is on now after his early pit stop, actually. Yeah, so Max is going to go... Max is still going to go medium, hard, medium. Or he'll take a set of softs a long way. But his hard tyres are twice the age of mine right now. Mine have done 6 or 7 laps. His have done 13 or 14. Which is why, even in an Alfa Romeo, we are pulling away from the Red Bull. And whilst the gap to Lance isn't coming down, the gap to Daniel is. Verstappen's in. Is he going to take... If Verstappen goes to another set of hards, which I don't think he'll have, he must be going to mediums. And he's going to try and take mediums from lap 25 to lap 58. That's surely not possible. Not with any sort of pace whatsoever. He must have changed strategy, surely. He's gone medium, hard, medium. Max is going to try and take those medium tyres. 33 laps. He's going to be so slow. Charles Leclerc is going to win this World Championship, I think, barring any drama. I think we stick to the 2-stop. I don't know. If the other 3 stoppers haven't stopped by 32, then I think I'll switch. If they have, then I think I'll stay. And I say that as a Mercedes comes in. Albon in. Ricciardo in. A Mercedes in. It's Russell. Russell's on to hards. So we're now P11. But my tyres are just going to get worse and worse now. We're getting close to that 25% drop-off. Depends how much trouble those 3-stoppers have getting through the traffic behind me. But I don't know if it's really going to be too much of a problem for them to get past Piastri. Yeah, is Russell going to the end on those? Or is that one more stop still?
Keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 8.0 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. We think they've got one.
Yeah, so Russell is still stopping again. Gasly and Magnussen in the pits now as well. We're back in the points. Such a long pit stop here as well, isn't it? So effectively now then, I think everyone's got 1 stop left. I think we're all now with 1 stop left to go, apart from Valtteri, who has 2. So I believe this is now our net position if we stick to the 2-stop. I think Bottas is going to go soft now. I'm going to stick on these hards for another 8 laps and then go to mediums. I'm going to stick with a 2-stop. Gap to Piastri and Piastri and Magnussen fighting is actually going to do me a massive favour, I think. Yeah, there's Piastri, Magnussen and Albon, I think, all there. Stroll's making his last stop then.
Okay, the car ahead's pulling away from you at a rate of around 2 seconds a lap.
He's gone to mediums, I think. No, he's gone softs. Stroll's going to try and take softs from 33 to the end. It's so hard to predict what's happening because my tyre wear here is about 14% higher than the AI's. Like, the idea of being able to take softs that far is completely alien to us in the situation that we're in. But it's not impossible for the AI with their lesser tyre wear. I think Piastri's just boxed again as well. He might have picked up damage trying to get past someone. He has indeed. Oscar Piastri's gone mediums to hards. He's had to box for a front wing. Charles Leclerc still leads, but Max Verstappen is getting closer and closer to the points. P12 now. He only needs a P9 finish without Charles Leclerc fastest lap, and Max Verstappen wins the championship. It's still unpredictable. Oh, yellow flag. Don't tell me
We're approaching the pit window.
Charles Leclerc is retiring. We might get a safety car or a red flag. He might have spun and other people are bulking up. He has! Charles Leclerc's binned it! Charles Leclerc, from the lead of this Grand Prix, with the championship in his hands, has spun and might get disqualified here. He's reversing out of the way. Are we going to get a safety car? Is he going to get disqualified? A penalty of some description? Is he up and running again? I think he might... Safety car! I'm boxing. We were going to box in 2 laps time anyway. For medium tyres, we are boxing for mediums. Yeah. Tell me mediums. That's what I want to do now. Box 36 for mediums. The team agree. Charles Leclerc span here. Took so long getting it back pointed the right way. They pulled the safety car. But I've got to be wary of that delta. I need to get myself to the pits sharpish. And then we might make some positions. There are a lot of drivers in the pits right now. Late safety car drama at Abu Dhabi. You don't say. Charles Leclerc is boxing. Holy moly, where are we going to finish now? Daniel Ricciardo is out. Ricciardo's retired? Why? Daniel's engine's blown. So Ricciardo's retiring of his own accord. Completely unrelated to anything else. That's going to be another position made for us because he's in front of us. So we're going to come out of the pits. Actually, I need to come out of the pits quite quickly here ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. And I haven't been able to do that. Sainz now leads. Charles is 8th. So now the title swings back Max Verstappen's way. Unless Lando can get from 6th to 1st and take the lead of this race. We're definitely not going to be running again until at least lap 39. At least lap 39 with that Alpine so far behind. And Hülkenberg is boxing here.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means
why have I now got a delta? Bloody hell. We're not going to be running again until like lap 40. I need to take care of these medium tyres. But we're catching the safety car queue now. We're basically waiting for that Williams to catch up. We're going to be going till lap 39. Not Williams, Alpine. We won't be running again until lap 40. Because we've got to wait for that Alpine to catch the gaggle. So one more lap behind the safety car. And then lap 40, we will be racing again. So safety car in this lap, on lap 39 into lap 40. So there will be 19 racing laps left of this Grand Prix. Max Verstappen, World Championship leader, P11. Charles Leclerc was previously in with one hand on the trophy, effectively. Spun, has thrown it away. Lando P6 needs to win the race now, but Max Verstappen has a couple of drivers in front of him who are going to pit again. So I think Max gets the points he needs regardless of whether Lando or Charles win the race now. It's heavily now swung back in Max Verstappen's favour, but only because Charles Leclerc spun, threw it away, and brought out a safety car. It's all Charles's fault. Why am I so unlucky? The radio message from real life plays out in everyone's heads all over again. Why am I so unlucky? Albon boxing immediately. That's a position for us. It's a position for Max. Max is in the points. Max Verstappen in the points. P10. We're P13. There's an Alpine in there as well. That'll be Ocon, presumably. Oh, actually, it might have been Gasly. I'm not sure which. No, Gasly's still running nearer the front, I think. No DRS for another 2 laps, of course, after a safety car. Although that will be changed to 1 lap, I believe, with the real life ruling for next season. Or the next games, should I say. Going for it on my teammate. He's got another stop to make. We're on different strategies here. I just need to get through. I want points, or as many points as I can possibly get as well. K-Mag in P9, I think he's just on worn tyres here. Which is why he's falling behind. Stroll's actually having a look at Max now. Not only is he having a look, he's going to take it. Or will he? Max with the faster top end. Let's get right out the way and hard on the brakes. Contact between Stroll and Verstappen. As Stroll bounced across the curb. Can I take advantage of that? Oh, Max, chill, pal. I'm right here, mate. Oh, my God, heart in mouth. Now Max is up the inside of Lance Stroll. This is getting chaotic. You've got a World Championship to win, Max. Don't throw everything away the same way that Charles did. Max Verstappen from P10 down to P12 and out of the points again. And I think might be with damage. He might have damage from that contact with Lance Stroll. He does again! Pace unaffected, but you know that's a lie. Max Verstappen will not be scoring any World Championship points in this race. So now it's a question of, can Charles Leclerc or Lando Norris win? If they do, the championship is theirs. If they don't, it's Max's. It's straightforward now. 17 laps to go. I believe Kevin has to stop again. Oh, he's just on worn tyres. Yeah, he's on really worn tyres. Yeah. Kevin's stopping again. I need to get past Kevin. The minute Fernando Alonso leads this race. Lando's P5, Charles P8, and they both need the win for the World Championship. Chaos! Look at this in front. It's a car park, not a racetrack. Hi, Kev. Bye, Kev. Everyone's bouncing over curbs left, right, and centre. Get a good exit. Get DRS. Gasly's got to pit again, we believe, as well. I'll ask. Yep, Gasly has to stop again.
We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap was a 1 minute 27.0. 1.2 seconds advantage per lap. Keep going.
We are currently looking at a P8 finish. I think Carlos Sainz either needs to pit again or has damage. Meaning he's slowing everybody up right now. And Alonso, Russell and Perez are getting away. And having gone soft, medium, I go as far as to say that yes, Carlos Sainz does need to pit again. So Lando will get past him, but will he be too far behind Perez, Russell and Alonso to catch and take the lead to win the championship? Max Verstappen is now all the way down in 16th and just tumbling. It's still anyone's championship. Magnussen clipped me there. Lando's going for it on Carlos. They're so slow. Lando's P4.
Brilliant manoeuvre. 2 places at once.
I'm P8 because Charles Leclerc's got a run on me. No, I'm P7 again. Now Lando needs to go after the other 3 in front of him. Charles Leclerc continues to throw his race away and his championship away. And Lando Norris now just needs to chase after and then make... Well, hello, Charles Leclerc. Christ alive. Okay, maybe Charles Leclerc does have something to say about this Grand Prix. Where the hell did that pace come from? Lando just needs to go and take 3 more positions and he's got a world championship in his pocket. That's Gasly in the pits from behind me. Sainz still yet to pit again as well. George Russell is in the pits as well. There's a lot of stoppers. There's loads of stoppers. On P7, we're definitely getting points, but how many? Surely Carlos has to let Leclerc go for his championship. They've got to swap positions. I'm going to try and box Leclerc in here. It's not going to work. We're going to get Sainz. I might get Leclerc as well. Leclerc's gone defensive on me and Carlos Sainz. He bumps across the curb. Oh, what a switchback on Carlos Sainz that was. Could have been dangerous. Could have lost the front wing. Made a position. P6. Now we've got the run on Charles Leclerc. P5. Flying. And Lewis has taken Lando again. Lando down to P4. No. So someone's pit from in front of us then. Alonso, Perez, Hamilton, now Norris. Who pit from in front of us? Must have been Russell. Right? Must have been Russell. Because Lando took P4 and was ahead of Lewis. But he's now been taken by Lewis, but he's still P4. So George has boxed. If George doesn't get any points and I can finish on the podium, I might take George Russell in the driver's standings. But I'm not going to get on the podium, I don't think. Lando's struggles. Has Lando now got damage?
Lando's ahead of you now. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 1.5 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. The car ahead.
He does!
Damage. It'll be lacking downforce, so keep pushing.
Lando, damage with Lewis.
27.3.
Lando Norris will not win the World Championship because he's now only going to go backwards. I'm up to P4. Leclerc P6 currently. Leclerc will take Norris here. And now Charles Leclerc needs to go and make the overtakes to try and win the championship ahead of Max Verstappen. It's still Max's championship to lose. Oh my God! Leclerc is now past Lando. Stroll is now past Lando. Both contenders, Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris, are going to have thrown away the chance of a world championship. Max Verstappen is not going to get any points. If Charles, who was leading and span out of the lead, or Lando, who was as high as third, had gone on to win the race, they would have won the championship. But I don't believe either of them will, unless there's another safety car. And my tyres are now at the 25% mark. You notice the gap to Lewis has grown a bit. Gap to Charles basically halved. Lance Stroll is a full 10 seconds back now, so it will be a race between myself and Charles, I think. I've still got the battery on. Race between myself and Charles for a P4 and 5 finish. And I don't know as it's really going to be that much of a battle once Charles gets within DRS range of me. Here comes a certain red Ferrari. DRS, comfortable overtake for Charles here. We're down to P5. Lando P7 currently, still holding on ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. But it is Yuki Tsunoda in the slowest car on the grid, supposedly, the AlphaTauri. That is currently challenging Lando for a P7 finish in this Grand Prix. And I'm going to be challenging Leclerc, provided I can keep my tyres in a decent window and stay within DRS range of him, we might be able to battle Charles Leclerc for this P4 and still potentially get it by the end of the race. It'll be a challenge though, because it's going to be so much faster than me at most parts of the track that if I'm not ahead of him, he's gone. I have to try and ensure that I am ahead after the second DRS zone, otherwise there's no way I'm still within DRS range by the time we get to the first straight of the next lap. Try and use my battery to stay ahead now for the third sector and do the same again next lap. We will stay ahead. And we're still growing the gap back to Lance Stroll as well, because his soft tyres are absolutely gone. I think the fastest probably might be in the mid to back end of the field, but she's definitely improving. That's the thing. Like, I imagine a lot of people are similar to me, where like forcing yourself into a competitive environment makes you put the practice in, makes you find time. I've been able to up my AI from being competitive at 100s to now being super competitive at 105. I'm definitely over a second a lap quicker at every circuit than I was when we started Creator Series, just from the nature of Creator Series being what it is. Right, this will feel like lap 53. In that, Charles will overtake me here, and then I'll aim to get him back down the next bit. This is going to be quite the tussle between myself and Charles, isn't it? For this P4. They keep clouting over that bump, and I don't know why they do that. So it really unsettles the car. He's got no reason to go over that bump. He absolutely doesn't need to clout the curb like that. It's not offline enough in the braking zone to warrant being that offline through the apex, but I'll take it. Keeps me with him and keeps him vulnerable down the next straight, so it might be what helps me hold on to P4 by the end of the race. Alternatively, it might be what helps me lose my front wing at some point between now and the end of the race, when I misjudge it, when he clouts over it and loses all of his speed, but we'll wait and see.
Okay, be careful. We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip anytime now.
You're telling me, mate. Charles first over the line. I'll get DRS. And again, it's like this is what happened the last two laps. First time he took me, then I took him, and then the second lap I took him and then defended with battery, and it's happened exactly the same way around again. So by that logic, on lap 57 he'll take me down the first DRS straight, I'll take him down the second DRS straight, and then on lap 58 he'll take me down the first. Sorry, I'll take him down the first as he'll overtake me into the DRS detection point, and then try and defend just as we have this lap with battery and stay ahead through the third sector to the end of the race. Unless he's plotting something to try and tactically get me before the end of the race. Otherwise it will just pan out the same way it has done for the past 4 laps, where ultimately across the line here I'm ahead of Charles. Charles is coming, but he's not going to get here quick enough. Oh, he's going for it. Charles is absolutely going for it. Alright.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more.
Well, I'll take the DRS here then, and I'll try and get him back on the penultimate lap. We'll get back into P4. I have the outside line here. He's driven into me. But the inside line now for this one, and he's behind me anyway. Though he does close up through this braking zone. That's just purely an ABS thing, I think. ABS to no ABS. And now we'll head on to the final lap. And it has been a straight fight between me and Charles for the last 6 laps. As to who
Final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Gap to your
is going to get this P4.
24.7 seconds.
Fernando Alonso leads. He's closing in on an Alpine of some description. We must have pit again. And Charles going to take me through the DRS detection point. I'm going to have DRS now down this straight. I'm going to take him. And then I'm going to use my battery to defend down the next straight and hold on to P4. Charles's tactics just haven't worked. We've been able to outplay him at every turn. And save battery in the process. And with 81% battery with half a lap to go in this Grand Prix, I'm getting P4, thank you very much, Charles. Bye, mate. Good battling, great racing. Commiserations on not winning the World Championship. But ultimately, whose fault is that? Who was P1? Who spun out and caused the safety car and forced themselves all the way down to bloody 9th? You did, mate. The World Championship was in your hands. I believe this might well be Fernando Alonso's last ever race in Formula 1 as well. I think he's retiring at the end of this season. Meaning that Fernando Alonso will win his last ever race in the sport. We will finish P4 in our last ever race with Alfa Romeo and go from P20 to P4. Wow. I needed the safety car. I was P14 before the safety car. We're P4 after it. And we get driver of the day as well. And Max Verstappen wins the Drivers' World Championship despite finishing about 12th. If not further back still. He got very lucky. Lando Norris got unlucky. And Charles Leclerc, it was all his fault. Max Verstappen wins the World Championship. But based on where you guys vote for me to move next year and what we might do with the difficulty rating, i.e. make it more difficult if it gets too easy if you put me in too quick a car. Oh, Valtteri got points as well. Where did Max finish? 15th. He finishes P15 and wins the title. Wow. I'll be driver acclaim level 12 moving forward then. And contract renewals will be due very soon. Now, I've not done this for 3 or 4 years with regards to driver career. So I don't know what happens next. And you can see that it is the contract renewal that is next. So I won't advance any further until you guys have had your vote. I close on George and Piastri to within 6 points of them both. Piastri gets P8 above George on P9 on countback, and I finish P10. Max wins the championship by 14 points. Charles Leclerc 10 points ahead of Lando. Carlos Sainz a further 5 points back. Ferrari win the Constructors though. Grazie ragazzi, well done to them. Unbelievable. Can't quite believe that. Lando finished P12 in the end in that race. And Carlos P13. Unbelievable. I finished P4 for my third P4 in 5 races. And it would have had a decent finish in Las Vegas as well if it weren't for the dunf. But look how that season progressed. And we upped the difficulty level as we went along. We started at 100, finishing 19th with a DNF to be fair. 16th, 15th, 15th, 18th, 13th, DNF 19th, 13th. Then it clicked. Points regularly, upped the difficulty to 103. Points regularly, upped the difficulty to 105. Points regularly, and good points too. Now then, I believe Fernando Alonso is retiring. I can't recall entirely, but this is the performance index as we head into the rest of the second part of the save, into Season 2. You can see how Alfa Romeo have dropped. AlphaTauri and Williams will advance. Alpine currently look like they're behind us, but this is what I believe then, this is what you see here in the Vehicle Performance Index, is what it will be like at the beginning of Season 2. I think, but don't quote me on that, because I'm not entirely too sure. I don't know if, for example, if you were desperate for me to go to Ferrari, I don't know if Ferrari would take me because I don't know if I've got a high enough driver level. So vote for whoever the hell you want. It's not going to be like that. It changes. It changes. Chat tells me that the performance index is going to change. So ultimately tell me, vote, where do you want me to go? And we'll find out, A, if they take me, and B, where they are in the ranking when we get to Season 2. But ultimately, I'm open to going anywhere. I want to leave Alfa Romeo, just for some fresh. But open to going anywhere. Where do I go? And if you say, for example, Ferrari and they don't take me because I've not got a high enough driver acclaim, then I'll go to, or try and go to, whoever is second in the vote and continually as we move along. I believe Alonso is retiring, and obviously we finished higher than Lance Stroll, so Aston Martin is a strong favourite, of course, but with 2 seats, or with Fernando Alonso's seat opening up there could be some silly season anyway. With me moving, with Fernando retiring, if you guys don't want me to go to Aston Martin, then I could end up anywhere. I am open to going anywhere, ultimately, because the performance index has chopped and changed so much throughout the course of the season, and the difficulty is so high for me now comparatively to where I've driven before, that ultimately no idea what's going to happen. If you put me in the fastest car, what ultimately ends up being the fastest car, then we still have the scope with the difficulty to be able to make it difficult enough so that I don't dominate. Not that I'm expecting to dominate anyway, but we will do the first race of the new season at 105 and see what happens. But that was a phenomenal end of season Grand Prix. We went from nowhere to definitely somewhere, and Charles Leclerc went from world champion to absolute bum. Let me know in the comment section which way you voted. Vote on the straw poll in the link down below, and next time you see me on Formula 1 on this channel, YouTube-wise, we will be doing race 1 of Season 2. But in what car? Wearing what colours? You tell me. I hope you enjoyed Season 1. Do join me for Season 2. Come across and join me on stream as well, where of course you can take part in all of the behind the scenes and see all of the action throughout the course of every Grand Prix weekend, as well as FM stuff and all of the FC stuff. I appreciate your support on Season 1. I hope to see you in Season 2. I'll see you next time.